In this ad for the Mobile One brand, I have 30 seconds to talk about driving, which might be what you're doing right now. Maybe you're in the car, you're free, you're in control, on an open road with an open calendar. Your mind is wandering, and you're going with it. Or maybe you're stuck at work, in meetings, or emails, or worse, meetings about emails. And if that's the case, there's only one question. Why? Mobile One, for the love of driving. Visit loveofdriving.us/radio to learn more.
Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, we're headed into November and so soon into the holiday season. We're talking about where to get your early gift shopping done, how to get moving, where to eat, what to drink, and how to pair your food with something boozy if that's your thing. Plus, how to warm up as it starts getting cold in Pittsburgh. And stick around after the interview. CityCast CEO David Plotz is going to be joining us for a conversation sponsored by Luray Caverns about a huge cave system near the Shenandoah Mountains that is worth a road trip. It's Wednesday, October 30th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. I'm with CityCast producers Mallory Falk.
Hello.
And Sophia Lowe.
Hi.
If y'all are listening and you're new here at CityCast, we cover news and current events, history, culture, all kinds of things. Plus, of course, we are always looking out for new restaurants and all the seasonal treats and goodies that you can get here in the city. And then we make these guides every month to help you hopefully make the most of the month in Pittsburgh.
And if we help you feel more connected to the city, whether, it's through knowing all the ins and outs of local government or finding all the hottest events, please consider joining the CityCast Pittsburgh membership program. You can find all the details at membership.citycast.fm/Pittsburgh.
We actually ran a little membership campaign a few weeks ago, and it went really well thanks to a bunch of you who signed up. We are so grateful. Thank you so much.
Yes, shout out to Basha and James who signed up in October. They love the newsletter and are very excited about all the membership perks.
Yes, your support really does help us. And yes, there are member perks. So if you are a podcast person, and of course you are if you're hearing this, you get ad-free listening. And then if you're signed up for our Hey Pittsburgh newsletter, you get a curated list of events all over the city every week, just for you, straight to your inbox.
Yeah, but that's only if you are a member. You can get the full list of membership perks and sign up at membership.citycast.fm/Pittsburgh. So let's talk about November in the city. Election Day is coming up, and I am very, very excited for the end of all the nonstop political ads,
and
the
texts.
Phone calls, the texts, the emails. I think the emails, honestly, are what's driving me nuts because my inbox is always a travesty, and it's getting so much worse.
No, but that's the thing. I'm used to junk in my inbox.
I can't do the text.
Right. Normally when I get a text, it's from a loved one. So this is getting annoying.
Yeah, I'm getting them from 3 separate states who apparently just never check their voter rolls. It's really fun.
No.
But voting day is coming. It is almost here, Tuesday, November 5th. So make sure you've got a plan to vote. It really is so important.
Yes, that is the most important activity this November. If you do nothing else that we recommend in this monthly guide, do that. Go vote.
Yes. So aside from Election Day, of course, in daylight savings, which is also coming, there's going to be more darkness. What are y'all most looking forward to this month?
For me, it's gotta be holiday shopping. I always start early, so it is fun instead of stressful. I already have some stuff.
You've already got some stuff bought?
It's from last year because I forgot I had it. So very early.
Wow. Thoughtful, but not lacking in follow through. I like your system.
I just bought too much. I love shopping local. It's a really great way to find super unique gifts and a few events to look out for. Earlier in the month on November 9th, there's the Pittsburgh Vintage Mixer. So that's going to be at the Convention Center downtown. If you like homemade stuff, crafty things, one to definitely check out is I Made It for the holidays. So they're going to be at the Block Northway on November 16th, and then another one in Mount Lebo on the 23rd. The Holiday Market and Market Square opens up November 22nd.
Yes.
That I feel like is less for gifts, more for the vibes and wandering around. I don't know how y'all feel about that one.
I don't know. I get a lot of stuff there, especially for like, for example, for a new homeowner, any new homeowners in your life. Somebody bought me a pickle ornament. It's like a Pittsburgh tradition. You get a pickle, you put it on the tree, and then you like hide the pickle. It sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. It is a genuine thing here. And I have like a pierogi ornament and a yellow rubber duck ornament. Like you can get really cute Christmas stuff down there.
This now makes me wish that I celebrated Christmas so that I could collect these.
You can just collect trinkets.
Yeah, they're just trinkets. Put them on your mantle, like not because of Christmas, just because they're fun.
You can never have too many pierogies.
Yeah, or sinkhole bus. That's where I got that ornament. Ooh. You can get a lot of good things.
At Handmade Arcade one year, I got a stained glass version of the sinkhole bus as a holiday gift for my brother. I think it was just the 5-year anniversary of that, and the gift giving is still going strong. The repurposing is still going strong.
That's
Absolutely.
In December. Save that for next month's guide.
True. Sophia, where else are you shopping?
My personal favorite is Small Business Saturday on November 30th. So go check out your favorite local small businesses. Armful of Flowers in Mount Washington has a market. Bell and Fermentation is doing a little market called Southside Saturday. So I expect to see a lot of Southside businesses there. I just look at my favorite local stores' Instagrams and see what they're up to, if they have any special sales or deals. I am always at White Whale Bookstore in Bloomfield on Small Business Saturday.
Yeah, they always have some good stuff going on. I think probably worth mentioning, one of the bigger holiday traditions this month is Light Up Night. So that'll be Friday, November 23rd. So the week before Thanksgiving. I feel like I always expect it after. It is always before. Always.
Same. It always confuses me.
I know. But they do that on purpose so that folks can enjoy that time off with their families and be downtown if they want to be. So that's Light Up Night is when the city's Christmas tree officially gets like a lighting ceremony. Market Square gets up and running with the market and village you were talking about, Sophia.
The pickle ornaments are on display.
So many pickle ornaments. And then there's always artists and vendors all over the place, like on Light Up Night itself. And then they have fireworks, of course, to close out the night because we're Pittsburgh. We got to light stuff on fire if we're going to gather en masse.
Woohoo!
There's actually going to be a couple new light displays, like regular lights, not firework lights. One on the Sister Bridges over on the Allegheny. Those are the 3 that match. And then in Mellon Square as well. But honestly, my pro tip for all of Light Up Night is just to go down really early, like 3:30 or 4. It's not dark outside yet. You can mosey around, you can talk to the artists, you can already buy stuff because people have those shops set up well in advance. It's just nice to like beat the crowds and see what you want to see.
Meanwhile, I am sliding in at the end so I can see the fireworks and when everything's already lit up at night. I don't want to stick around for like 4 or 5 hours, but I want to see the fireworks.
Yeah, Sophia and I both want short durations, but at very different times.
Well, speaking of downtown, we should mention it will be getting a lot of money for revitalization. Recently, Governor Josh Shapiro announced that $600 million will be going into downtown over the next 10 years for things like more housing, reimagined event spaces, improvements to Point State Park.
Maybe I guess fireworks.
Yeah, maybe fireworks. We love to spend money on fireworks.
True. That's not the number one thing I would advocate for, but to each their own. But yeah, I guess go check out Vintage Downtown right now because it might look a little different in the next decade.
Yeah.
I don't know about you two, but I am definitely a baby once it starts to get cold. And so something I'm really looking forward to this month is actually a workshop on biking in the cold weather. This is being hosted by Three Rivers Outdoor Company in Regent Square. It's going to be led by people from Peony Women's Bike Tours, and they're going to cover things like how to dress when it's frigid, how to take care of your bike, I'm assuming so it doesn't like freeze, how to plan a good route. This is all stuff that I should know as a dedicated biker in the city of Pittsburgh, but generally once it drops below like 50 degrees, I'm way less inclined to bike. So this is something I definitely want to check out.
That makes sense. I would be so afraid of slipping. Gonna tap the you gotta know where you're going part of this because last year our interim executive producer, Mary Lee Williams, told us all about when she first arrived to Pittsburgh in the winter, she accidentally biked into one of the rivers.
Yeah, I mean, in her defense, it was like down there on the North Shore, sort of in front of like the Mr. Rogers statue or thereabouts. So like who among us has not looked at that ledge and thought, you know, if I were not paying close attention, something dicey could happen. Luckily, Mary Lee made it out mostly unscathed and with a really good story.
Yeah, I have been near that ledge. It is very treacherous. You can see how it could happen. But yeah, if you want to learn how to stay warm while you're biking, this workshop is going to be at 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 21st. It's $10. And I definitely need all of these pro tips, but in case anyone's skipping the workshop, my 2 unofficial ones are, get gloves that aren't super bulky so you can still maneuver the handlebars, and then wear fleece-lined leggings under your pants, which this was really challenging during the skinny jeans era, but now that baggy pants are in again, it's the one thing I'm excited about the return of baggy pants is I can wear my fleece-lined leggings when it's chilly and I'm on my bike.
You gotta get thermals so you can still wear leggings.
I feel like those tips are applicable to my next plug too. So if you would rather run or walk instead of bike, there are a couple big opportunities coming this month. So November 3rd is the EQT 10 miler and 10K. They say they're expecting over 5,000 people this year already, which would be a new record for them. And then later in the month is the YMCA Turkey Trot, which is the big race that they do on Thanksgiving morning. Like you have to opt in to go for a run instead of watching the Thanksgiving Day parade. Like it is really speaking to a subset of people.
I never actually want to do the trot, but I always want to get the t-shirt. They have some very cute designs.
I am really excited about doing the 1 miler for families. So like you can take your little kid down and most people walk. But like toddlers are going to toddle. So like sometimes they're running off in all directions.
That's so cute.
And a lot of times people dress their babies up as things like turkeys and pumpkins. And it is so cute.
Okay, you're selling me on this.
I know, it's good. So there's also a 5K, a 5 mile, and what they're calling a double gobble, which is the 5K plus the 5 mile. So you do, that'd be what, 8.2 miles-ish in all. So you just do both races and get a little extra mileage. It all benefits the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank. They're accepting food donations on site. You can always volunteer instead of running. But there's turkey trots all over our region. If downtown is not convenient for you, just look up your local municipality. There is definitely going to be one close.
Stunning stalactites, stupendous stalagmites, flowing limestones frozen in time, formations that are bigger than most houses. Luray Caverns has so many jaw-dropping marvels, you have to see it to believe it. And after the awe and wonder of the caverns, explore local history at the Shenandoah Heritage Museum. Get a hands-on lesson in geology as you mine for gems at the Gem Sluice. See the oldest operating car in America at the Car and Carriage Caravan. And take a look at the simpler life on the streets of Toy Town Junction. For almost 150 years, families have been unlocking all the must-see wonders of nature that you can discover at Luray Caverns 365 days a year. Plan the perfect holiday adventure your whole family will love at luraycaverns.com. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. I want to take a moment to shout out my cat, Pistachio. You are so good. Thank you for always crawling onto my lap and purring whenever I'm stressed. This time of year, I am thinking a lot about gratitude. And while we might always remember to thank our loved ones or our pets, there's one person we often forget to thank: ourselves. And one way to make space for you and your feelings is through therapy, because sometimes cuddling your pet isn't enough, you need to talk it out. And therapy can help you learn to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If you've been thinking about giving therapy a try, one fast way to get connected with a therapist is with BetterHelp. It's entirely online, so it's flexible for your schedule, and all it takes to get started is filling out a quick questionnaire that pairs you with a therapist who fits your needs. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/citycast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/citycast.
So let's move on to some food and drink recommendations for November. What are y'all looking most forward to?
So obviously the big food holiday this month is Thanksgiving. Once you've done the double gobble, you can enjoy a nice big meal. Or like me, you can just enjoy it regardless of whether you've done any physical activity earlier in the day. We will be sharing all sorts of community-oriented events and places you can order your Thanksgiving meal. If cooking is not your jam, we'll share all of that throughout the month. But one thing that caught my eye is Veg Feast on November 22nd. So this is run by Veg Fest, which has been doing a fully vegan food festival in the summer for a decade now. We have promoted it a lot on the show, so you know we're big fans. So Veg Feast is going to be at the Teamsters Union Hall in Lawrenceville from 6 to 9 p.m. You can eat in and be part of a communal meal or get takeout. Either way, the meal is $60. And there's also a kids meal ticket that's $30. And all the proceeds go back to VegFest and then also to animal-focused organizations like the Wildlife Center in Verona.
Oh, cool. So what are we eating? Do they have a menu up? I'm always looking at the VegFest vendors ages in advance.
Yeah, they do have a menu up. So, a few of the options, like for an entree, you can get a seitan phyllo casserole or crispy garlicky oyster mushrooms. I am such a fan of oyster mushrooms. Yes, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, but you want that meatiness, they are perfect. There's sides like classics like mashed potatoes, vegan gravy, corn, vegan mac and cheese. And then for dessert, you can choose between an apple pie or a pecan pie cookie cup. And there are gluten-free options available as well because, of course, they're trying to be inclusive of everybody and all dietary needs.
Totally.
And then this menu is by Onion Maiden and Chosen Crumb, so guaranteed to be delicious. There's also going to be a cash bar, live music, and raffles. So it's not just showing up to eat. It's like a whole event, a whole social scene.
That sounds really fun. And speaking of Onion Maiden, they are definitely a restaurant that I'm going to be thinking about this month because they recently announced that they're going to be doing some renovations to their space. So the last day for service in their current form is going to be November 24th.
But Sophia, I thought Onion Maiden was closed.
Same.
Well, right now they're kind of doing sort of a takeout only situation. So you've got a couple more weeks to get their food. So they're posting items on their Instagram. But if you see something delicious, you gotta act fast because I checked a day later and they were out of stock when I went to the website to order ahead. No. So I missed out on a matcha strawberry shortcake and a hot Sichuan honey fake chicken sandwich. But there's still other things that they'll be rolling out. Right now, they've got a tiramisu, which sounds incredible. Not a traditional tiramisu. It is chocolate cake with layers of chocolate mousse, cocoa powder. Obviously, there's coffee in it. But yeah, since you all didn't know it was open, here's your public service announcement that it is open for
but you gotta
a
compete.
Little bit longer.
Sophia, you shouldn't have shared this on the show so that we could pick up this food before anyone else knew about it.
It's already going fast.
So make it worse. Well, I've got one first for our non-drinkers. There's this club I found called the Pittsburgh Mocktail Meetup. They do happy hours for people who like the atmosphere of a happy hour, but they aren't imbibing. So the November hang is going to be Thursday, November 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. They rotate locations, but this one's at Emerson's in Market Square. You can find more info about all of their meetups. The organizer is at the Northeast Ginger on Instagram. And she says she's really hoping that people come in cocktail/mocktail attire for this special holiday one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And then there are so many holiday, leading up to the holiday events for drinkers in town. We'll run through just a few. So there's a Sewickley Wine Walk on November 6th.
Fancy.
It's $40 for advance tickets. It says $35 online, but with the fees, it's still $40. You get to try 36 different wines.
Whoa.
Yeah. Presumably at the discretion of the businesses who are participating. It's a really long list. So
there's a list of 36 wines or you're given 36 servings of wine?
I think you can have 36 servings of wine. I assume they're very small pours.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of businesses participating. It sounds like they just get to choose which wines you're trying, but it's Sewickley. It's bougie. So I don't think it's going to be barefoot or anything. There might be a riot. There's also a raffle involved with that one. They have grand prizes. 2 of them include resort stays in wine country. And then the others have baskets of wine, 18 bottles each in these baskets.
That's more than 36 servings.
The grand prizes are very extra.
And that's after Election Day, so maybe have a drink to celebrate. Hopefully not drink your sorrows away.
Yeah, depends on which way you lean. November 16th, a little later in the month, the Beers of the Berg group, they do events all year long. They're bringing back their Winter Warmer celebration. They'd had taken a 5-year hiatus, but it's back. It's going to be at the Pennsylvanian. Tickets start at $60, and they also have hot drinks and non-alcoholic options. November 20th is a very, very busy Wednesday if you are excited about food and drink pairings, planning your holiday meal, for example. So So the first one is at King Fly. They're doing a flight night where you get 4 mini cocktails with 4 small bites. They say it's perfect for people who really like side dishes, for example. The food is always vegetarian. Tickets start at $35. The next one is Palette Partners. They are a favorite of mine. They do like boozy education stuff in Lower Lawrenceville. So they're doing a wine pairing class for classic holiday dishes. Tickets for that one are $49. Sounds really fun to me.
I think we've established that I am not a fancy wine drinker, and I think the only holiday wine you need is apple pie wine.
Hard disagree.
What is that? Like a wine flavored like apple pie?
Yep.
Okay.
No one else agrees.
Nope, not on this call.
That seems like such an on-ramp for underage drinking, but anyway.
And then PA Market has sort of a similar idea. They're in the Strip District. They're doing a holiday wine pairings class 2. Similar price, $45. And then one more to shout out the next night. So it's Thursday, November 21st at PA Market. Again, they're doing a Thanksgiving cocktail class. No teasers on this one, but I'm sure it's going to include some nice like spicy flavors. Tickets for that one are also $45.
Apple pie wine would also work for Thanksgiving.
Get your Jersey stuff out of here.
I was drinking that in Illinois.
That sounds like some New Jersey wine to me. Last up, some fun events coming up to mark your November calendar for.
So I talked a little bit about buying crafts, but if you want to make your own crafts to give away to people for gifts, I want to recommend this needle felting workshop. So that's on November 13th from 6:30 to 8:30. It's going to be at Two Phrase Brewing, and the workshop is hosted by Assemble. It's $35. You get all the materials you need for needle felting and a drink ticket.
I'm going to recommend a film festival, the Three Rivers Film Festival. It's running for a week from November 13th to 20th. It looks like they're from all over, but there's at least one that has local ties. It's about Roberto Clemente. The films are screening downtown at the Harris. There's a few more at the August Wilson Center and the Lindsay Theater in Sewickley. But you can see a full schedule online. Passes are available if you want to see a bunch of them. And a little bonus, the tickets for films downtown do come with free parking at the Theater Square Garage, but good luck because that is first come, first serve. And if there's anything else going the night of your movie, you may have to compete with like opera or symphony or any other kind of traffic down there. So just be mindful of that too.
Ooh, good point.
So if you want another traffic challenge, you could head to Phipps Conservatory. Panther Hollow Bridge, of course, is closed, so it's a little bit of a traffic nightmare over there. But they are having their Enchanted Winter's Eve event on November 15th. So you'll get a first look at the holiday lights show, and they will also show off the restored glass houses. There's a VIP reception that starts at 6:30, and then 7:30 is their garden party. There's going to be lots of great stuff like a photo booth, live music, including a handbell choir to really get you in the holiday season. And there will also be live ice sculpture carving, which I would love to witness.
I love that. They used to do that at Light Up Night. I don't know if it's coming this year, but that was one of my favorite parts of going early is that you could see the ice sculptures getting carved.
So this one is a little pricey. Tickets start at $125. So maybe if you're really interested, you could ask someone for an early holiday gift, perhaps, to get you a ticket.
Yeah.
But I always love the winter display at Phipps. And so getting to not only wander through that, but hear like a handbell choir while you're doing it sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, my last one is, it's pretty aspirational for me, but it is free. That's exciting. This has been on my Pittsburgh bucket list since basically day one, and it still has not happened. I'm so embarrassed. The Cathedral of Learning Nationality Rooms, they always get all decked out for the holidays, and they're doing an open house on November 17th. So that's from 12 to 4 p.m., again, completely free. And if you've never been by there, like I've literally only ever seen these things through the peepholes that some of the doors have.
Oh, Megan, you got to do one of the tours.
I know. I should. Like I said, I've been here a while and I still haven't done this one. But it's nice that there's still things that I haven't experienced. They're classrooms, basically, that are decorated in the style of a nationality, usually rooted in some kind of historical era. And in this case, they are decorated for the holidays, but those rooms are locked when the docents aren't there. So they're going to be open on this day. People like me can finally get a chance to go check them out. And they usually have like traditional crafts and some cultural demonstrations. It sounds like it's going to be a whole to-do.
And if you can't make it on the 17th, I would recommend just looking to see when they're offering a regular tour, because these rooms really are spectacular and they're really worth a look. Although it's funny, my partner actually teaches in one and the room itself is so beautiful, but he can't move the desks. And so when he wants to put students in circles to have little like group discussions, he can't do that because it's like this intricate wood carved desks that don't move. They're in like the education style from that country, from that era. So I learned through him that sometimes they're nicer to look at than teach in.
I bet.
Well, I went to the holiday open house last year, and I would say it is definitely worth checking out because the nationality rooms are so cool. I think even cooler when they have all those decorations. But be warned, it's super busy. I do not have a hack for getting around this because from the time I went to the time I left, huge stream of people, which like makes sense. Like this is a really big thing at Pitt.
It's a huge asset and it's free. People are going to come.
Absolutely. But also going to double tap Mallory's comment about the chairs. I sat in a lot of chairs just for funsies. Some of them not super comfortable.
Shocking. Maybe it kept kids awake. I was not super great at that back in my day.
Well, if you want to stay moving, one cool event is a roll-in movie night. This is on November 21st from 6 to 10 p.m. It's going to be at the YMCA in Homewood, hosted by PG8 Skate. So
Friends of the pod.
Yeah, they've been on around, I think, this time last year. They're doing a screening of United Skates, and then they're doing roller skating. So a $10 donation is encouraged. If you can't make it to this specific event, PGH Skate also does skate school a couple nights a week. So that's at youth places on the north side. So there's open skate. They'll teach you how to roller skate. This is something that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, they're like super focused on making roller skating more accessible in the city, which is great. And I learned through them that we used to have so many incredible roller rinks, and now there's not a lot of options. So I appreciate them trying to create more informal spaces for people to skate.
And don't go anywhere today. In just a second, we've got a segment sponsored by Luray Caverns. The CEO of CityCast, David Plotz, is chatting with Bill Huffman, Luray's Director of Marketing and PR, about this amazing cave system that is open all year and so much fun to explore.
I'm David Plotz, CEO of CityCast. One of the true natural wonders of the Mid-Atlantic and Appalachian region is Luray Caverns, a huge, mind-blowing, gorgeous cave system in the Shenandoah Mountains. The caverns are always 54 degrees, so in miserable summer, it's a blessed relief, and in miserable winter, it is also a blessed relief from the cold. And in spring and fall, it's surrounded by just about the most beautiful scenery you can imagine. The foliage there is stunning. I went to Luray Caverns as a school kid. I took my own kids there. I visited just last year with a group of friends. It is a special place, and if you want to get out of the city, Luray is the place to go. I am joined by Bill Huffman, Luray Caverns Director of Marketing PR, to talk about one of the region's true wonders. Bill, welcome to CityCast Pittsburgh.
Thanks for having me, David.
Bill, Luray Caverns is one of the world's most incredible cave systems. What are a few of the highlights or a few places you love?
Well, I really love Dream Lake. It's the largest body of water in the caverns, and it is an optical illusion. It creates the illusion that the pool is really, really deep, but it's actually very shallow, only about 18 to 20 inches deep. It's a mirror of the ceiling, so it looks about 6 to 8 feet deep, so you can just get lost in that reflection.
It is very cool. I concur.
It's just amazing, yeah. And when you see a little water droplet hit, it kind of breaks the illusion. You're like, wow, that's cool. And I also really like the throne room. It is a dramatic room. It's home to our fallen stalactite, which fell about 7,000 years ago. I can promise you nothing's going to fall if you come and visit us. It is full of stalactites, and it's almost countless in that room. There's just so many beautiful formations. It's really stunning.
True fact. True. It is amazing. What about the organ? That to me is one of the miracles of Luray.
It really is. The Great Stalagpipe Organ is the largest musical instrument in the world. Its home is in the Cathedral Room in Luray Caverns. It uses stalactites as the musical notes. So when you push a key on the keyboard, a little electronic impulse is sent to this little mallet that taps the stalactite and produces musical tones. It's all transferred back to that room. The stalactites cover 3.5 acres. So you're actually standing in the world's largest musical instrument.
That's amazing. And I think we actually have a clip of the organ. Let's take a listen to it. One of the things that I like about Luray is that it's kind of for everyone in the sense that cave is an anxious word for some people, but Luray Caverns are very comfortable.
They are very comfortable. We have such large rooms. You don't really feel claustrophobic. It's well lit. All the walkways are paved. We have a new ADA accessible entrance that we put in 2019. And so that allows people in wheelchairs, electric scooters to come in. I do recommend having a strong person or two to push a wheelchair through. There are still some inclines and wet areas in the caverns. And the caverns itself isn't exactly ADA compliant, but the walkway to get in and out is perfect grade for that.
And this is just for my girlfriend. There are no bats.
There are no bats. It's a closed cave system, so no bats inhabit the caverns.
And Luray Caverns is not just caverns. What else do you get for your admission to Luray?
Sure. Our admission is a great value. Not only do you get the cavern self-guided tour, but we also have a car and carriage caravan museum on site, which hosts about 140 different items related to transportation and 75 restored vehicles. They're just gorgeous. They go up from carriages to about the 1940s.
What's your favorite of the vehicles?
Well, my favorite has to be the 1930 Cord. It is a beautiful car. The lines are just absolutely amazing. It has a unique color, too. It's kind of seafoam green and then has this aqua trim to it. So it makes a statement.
That sounds very South Beach.
It really is. And also included in the ticket is our Shenandoah Heritage Village, which is a recreation of a small 19th century farming community and kind of gives a history of the Shenandoah Valley.
So when I have gone out to Luray, from D.C., I've done day trips, but I've also spent weekends and long weekends and even longer out there. The region is just a very rich place to go, isn't it?
It really is. We have the Shenandoah National Park. We're about 9 miles from the central entrance to the park and the Skyline Drive. It's just a beautiful place to come relax. And we also have the Shenandoah River. You can canoe or kayak down the river or float down the river. It's all just right here and amazing.
And there are cute towns all around as well. So it's a very pleasant place to go in all respects.
Absolutely. Luray downtown is just a quaint, cute little place. So you come and have some great food, do a little shopping. It's wonderful down there.
Bill, where can listeners go to learn more about Luray Caverns and to get tickets?
Absolutely. You can go to our website, luraycaverns.com, and purchase tickets online, or you can purchase tickets anytime at our main ticket counter. We never sell out.
And you guys are open 365 days. So I went actually on Christmas Eve one year.
Absolutely. We're open every day of the year, and we welcome visitors all the time.
Bill Huffman of Luray Caverns, thanks for joining us on CityCast. Check out Luray Caverns at luraycaverns.com.
That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. If you're liking the show, please tell someone, rate us, leave us a nice review, and make sure you're subscribed to that Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you soon.
It's always hard because when I look in advance, then I'm like, I got to wait a month to try this.